So today is October 6th, and I just went to a grocery and came home. And while I'm driving, I'm in my driveway. Right, I was nearby my driveway. Now they started to give me shooting needle pain in this part right here. Okay, yeah, they're continuously giving me. This is my bone area, not in my muscles. They're giving me in my bone area. See, they're continuously doing it. Why? Because right now I had a thought, oh, there was a fruit on the driveway, so I just picked up the fruit and I just wanted to see how it is, and I just threw it back away. So probably it fell from the tree somewhere, right? So it just landed down, and oh, you touched it, just because I had a thought. See, they again they gave me shooting needle pain at that. Again they gave me. So now they are now they want to hone into, oh, why you touched it. See, I've already told you that initially when I was used to be in grocery stores, if something had fallen down, and see if I used to like pick it up, then they used to make a issue about that. They used to give me shooting needle pain in my abdomen for half of the day, or for entire day. They will harass me like this, shooting needle pain, directed energy weapons or something. But that used to be in my abdomen, in my muscle area. Right now, and everything on the right side, oh, don't do this, don't do that. And they used to even mess up my security alarm and send the police in my house. Okay, this is how they used to do. The security alarm also used to go off, which is not normal. And now they are giving me twitches in my vagina right now as I'm speaking. So I don't know, when I said police, they want to make issue about it or whatever it is. So we know that these people, they direct, there was a photo of the lady, and she's been stricken with all these directed energy weapons, from her legs to her abdomen to her private area to her trunk and to her chest and to her head, and everywhere she's being targeted. They have a weapon where they can target any of the body parts they like. Okay, so it could be directed energy weapons, it could be simple voodoo or witchcraft that they are doing. So either way, they just add that thought, and then before I go to any grocery store, I always wipe down my hands with alcohol or the wipes, so yeah, but they wanted to make issue about it, and I touched, and see again, oh, why you wipe down the your hands with the alcohol, or the wipes. So now they're giving me a shooting needle pain on the right side of my hip area, at what I said. So they even want to make issue about that. Oh, why you wipe down, don't wipe down your hands. Maybe they want to tell me whatever it is. They've done this before. But see, I was at a dollar store, and it was a piece of paper that I picked up. Okay, and I placed it because it was right in the where people were walking. And now they are again giving me shooting more and more shooting needle pain in the right side of my hip bone. Not hip bone, but that frontal bone, whatever that bone area is. Okay, not in my muscle. At what I'm speaking. So they just started doing it because I had a thought of it. So anyways, I was at a dollar store. I was going, and it was a piece of paper. It was a rectangular paper. It was right in our path, and a lot of the other items were on the floor. People could trip and fall. People could slip and fall. And so I just picked that paper and placed it on the side. And so and then when I came out, and I wiped, the moment I wiped my hands with alcohol, they started to give me shooting needle pain in the right side of my abdomen, and that lasted for almost half a day, to make issue about that one thing. So again, the same thing, while they have this induced fever going on, I'm thinking, why they are giving me this induced fever over the dessert that I ate yesterday. I was just thinking, and then okay, so I wiped down the outer side of it, but they maybe want to make the issue about the inner side, right? Because I cannot wipe down the inner side of that bag, right, in which this dessert was there. So maybe they want to make issue, oh, look, the inner side of the bag is bad. Maybe that was filled with microorganisms, and of course I'm not going to wipe that down. Maybe they want to make issue about it, because this was like a leftover from my I used to give this to my hubby, right? And so he wasn't eating lately, I noticed, and so I'm like, okay, let me finish it off, right? It was just sitting there in the freezer. So I'm like, okay, and then I warmed it up, and then I was eating, and still they want to make issues. So all these are induced fever, because I told you why this is induced fever, how this hygiene entire programming started. Because the moment my in-laws moved with us, and when I started to notice and observe that, oh, they were not washing their hands, they would start to touch everywhere, they would touch their hair and scalp and everywhere, and trash and everywhere, and they wouldn't wash their hands, directly start cooking and touching everywhere in the kitchen. So even if there was some leftover food, I don't like to waste food, and even if I would eat their leftover food, which they don't want to eat, nobody wants to eat, then immediately I'm down with either sore throat or these kind of fever that wouldn't turn into fever. I just would feel feverish for that 24 hours, usually. And so I knew, so only when I would, and then I started to have my separate kitchen little by little. I was trying to figure out how to make, what to eat, how to arrange everything for myself. And, rather than telling them so many times, continuously telling, wash your hands, it doesn't look nice also continuously to tell somebody. So then, while I'm figuring out, and say even I cook something once in a while, say after 1.5 months, there was some leftover, and I felt like, okay, let me just finish it. It is cooked, right? The item is already cooked. They all ate it. Nothing happened to them. But if I will eat it, sure enough, even if it's just 2 days leftover or 1 day leftover, doesn't matter. The moment I will eat it, they used to have this induced fever, induced sore throat, all that. Then I told you, since last October, November, they used to swell the right side of my tongue. I told you it's not normal. Every 2-3 days, they will just swell my tongue, and I don't have any food allergies. So I knew that it was being induced. Like just 2-3 days ago, when I was just talking about this Obama, I was just having a thought about this Obama sweating, and I was thinking about the iPad Go 2 animation story, okay? And in there, so I was just thinking about all that and a lot of other things I was thinking. They immediately gave me like a swelling, but in the left side of my tongue, okay? That was after they had stopped giving me the swelling for quite a few weeks now, okay? They have literally stopped. They're still putting, like yesterday, they did put a little bit of stone in the Asian food that I brought for my hubby, because he's down with fever and all that, right? And like I told you, how they had given induced allergic sneeze to him just because I had a thought. So they will immediately react to my thought, and then they want to super interrogation. So they will then do that synchronization with my hubby by giving him induced sneeze at my thought, and that is so induced. So we know that even his fever and all these, that he's down with all this, most likely is induced. Because he just had the regular food at home, and there was nothing, just out of nowhere they're just giving him this bizarre fever. He was all okay, there was nothing. So I know that all these is induced. And they just gave me a twitch on the left side of my foot to say that, yeah, we just gave induced fever to your hubby. There you go, they're just confirming. So after that, so yeah, anytime I would eat their food, so the dessert that was there, it was like, leftover from him, which, that is separate. You cannot eat his leftover stuff. We're going to give you induced, it's filled with microorganisms. We're going to give you all these induced fever and all that. So basically the swelling thing that they used to do since last October, this is what, October. So just like past few weeks, they've stopped giving me swelling of the tongue. Imagine, for almost a year, every other day I used to have swelling of the right side of my tongue, which is not normal. I used to have the stones in my food, no matter if I cook it in my home or if I'm eating at any restaurants. I literally had to spit out the food at restaurants in front of my family members. Literally had to spit it out to tell them, there was a stone in it. And I already made videos on how they start putting stones, and they don't care because they know my family is not going to speak up. They don't understand the simple thing that why all of a sudden stones started to crop up ever since October, November. Why for I'm like almost 40 years old now. So why for past 39 years I never had stones in my food? And now why only all of a sudden for past 1 year there is continuously stones in my food? Obviously, it's witchcraft. I've already seen these fear files where they show that how the black magic was done on this lady, and how this demon was continuously placing stones in her food. And she thought that her 10-year-old son was putting stones in her food, and she started to scold the son, and son said, then no, there's a demon sitting right in next to you who's putting these stones in your food. So this is a witchcraft. I tell you, I see so many times these activities, in front of me, where, I see this predator kind of translucent thing moving around. Not floaters. I'm not talking about floaters in my eyes. No. I'm talking about, you have seen Predator movie, and you see when this translucent thing moving. All this is mind programming that these people do via movies. They actually show you that when they do witchcraft, because all these aliens, they show these aliens are nothing but jinn, demons, and fallen angels, who are these interdimensional entities who look like these kind of things that are moving around, and they're interdimensional. They can disappear, they can appear. And this is what Almas Jacob was yesterday showing, how this girl was all by herself at home, and how this interdimensional entity, whom they show alien, was messing with her, messing all the things around her in her house, doing all this poltergeist activity, doing all the bursting of the light bulbs and everything, right? So yeah, so at a thought, they started to do all these shooting needle pain. Now see, they have stopped. I'm in my car. This is 11 minutes to the video. They already wasted my time. I would have just, if they wouldn't have done this, I would have gone to my kitchen, and started to sort out the groceries and everything. But they wasted my 11 minutes because they started, oh, you have a thought about this thing you picked up? Oh, we're going to start giving you shooting needle pain in the right side of that bone area I showed you. And so now you'll have to go make a video of it. So this is how they do hygiene program. They have given me induced fever for any time I used to eat their food, and so I had to literally stop eating their food. And now, even before anytime I bring grocery from out, I disinfect all the surfaces of the grocery boxes or bags or whatever it is. And then I sort out, then whatever my groceries are there, I then wash my hands, then I pick up all the fruits and vegetables, and then I sort out my stuff and I put it in either the Ziploc bags or in my container. I have to wipe down the fridge doors and everything I disinfect. So all these things I have to start doing ever since my in-laws have moved down with us. So it's a lot of work for me. People don't realize these little things that I have to go through in my daily life just because of these people's hygiene program, induced fever, induced swelling of the tongue, induced stones in my food, induced sore throats, induced ulcers, induced jaw bites. All these are induced. And they just want to horn into anybody who's around me. So they want to horn into my in-laws. Oh, look, your in-laws are not touching everywhere here and there, and touching the kitchen. And now, oh, look, it's all filled with microorganisms. The dessert you want to have, oh, it's all filled with microorganisms inside of the bag. You wipe down the outside, but inside is all filled with microorganisms. Look. Okay. This is the BS I have to go through with these people.